Hey everybody, this is QSK King here, and this is my Sony Vegas 7 tutorial. You guys may have seen my previous tutorial on Vegas 6 a few months ago. That was only 10 minutes long. I decided to do a more in-depth one here with you. I'm winging it again. I don't really have a script written out. I have a few basic things written out which is what I'm going to be going through, but hopefully with me winging it, it'll help you understand it better because I'm trying to teach the people who don't know anything about Vegas rather than the people who already know a little. So, and if you do know a little, hopefully I can teach you some new tricks. Um, Start out here. This is the Vegas 7 layout right here. The differences between Vegas 7 and Vegas 6 really isn't much, so it doesn't really matter whether you have Vegas 7 or Vegas 6. A few differences are in Vegas 7 things are a little easier to the layout, the organization of things is a little bit easier because clips can be connected easier and they can be everything is a little bit easier just with the layout. Here is an overview of the things in Vegas 7. Right here you have your tracks with the video and audio. I don't have any clips in there yet, but that's how it looks. And down here is a video preview of what your video is going to be looking at when you render it. And then the tabs that your Vegas should originally come with when you first download it are project media, which is all the media that you have in your current project going on. Media manager, which really isn't something you'll be using. It just manages all the media that you've had within your Vegas since you originally got it. And the transitions, which are all the different ways you can fade in, fade out, and mix the clips when you're going from clip to clip. And video effects, which is the effects you're going to apply to your clip to help your syncing and help the general look and feel when you're editing. Another tab you'll usually have is the Explorer, which is where you can drag and drop all your clips and find where all the things that you want to import into your Vegas are. There's a lot of other tabs you can add here. You just go to View, and you have the trimmer, which helps you trim clips, but you're not really going to be needing that because there's a lot easier way to do it, which I'll show you. And a bunch of other ones such as media generators, which is the credits and different things you can add to the video or after the video. Let me go ahead and add that. You got plugins. Most people who download Vegas aren't really going to be able to add plugins because they aren't going to have the full version of Vegas. You can download the trial version from the Sony Vegas website, and that's about it. We'll start off here with importing video. There's a few ways you can do that. You can either go to File Import and select your video. You could go to the Explorer down here, which is how a lot of people do it, and find your video. Or you could actually go to your desktop, find whatever you want to drag into your Vegas, and just drag it and drop it. I'm going to use the Explorer because that's the way most people do it. And let me open up a little montage folder here for us. For some reason, it isn't opening up. I don't know. For some reason, it isn't opening up. So I already have a few. Luckily, I'm prepared here, and I have a few clips waiting in here in my project media. Let's go here with a double kill with a double shot here. Not really a great clip, but this is in my trailer. I had to add something because I don't really have too many clips for the montage yet. But see how I just drag and dropped? And when you drag and drop it, it'll automatically add itself to a video track, which your video and audio tracks are what I'm pointing at right now on the left-hand side of the clip. To insert another video track, all you do is right-click the video track and click Insert Video Track. insert another audio track, you just right click the audio track and click insert audio track. And you won't really need to do that too much though, unless you're adding text or something, because when you drag a clip it'll automatically add the tracks. Let's start with splitting clips and cutting and trimming the clips. Okay, a lot of people try, when they originally get Vegas, they try to split and trim clips using the trimmer. Okay, this really isn't the way to do it. Like, let's see, let me drag something in here. I haven't used a trimmer since I originally got Vegas. It was a big mistake. And the trimmer, it makes things really complicated to cut the clips, because you'll start a clip, you'll try and cut it here, and then whenever you drag it into your project media, you'll have to do it with each different clip. So that's not the way to do things. So let me just take the trimmer off, because the trimmer is the devil. Okay, so easy way to do it is you just select wherever you want to stop the clip or split the clip or wherever, and all you do, let me get right here before the double shot. There you go. And all you do is you press the S key. Boom. Press the S key and it'll split the clip for you, and there you go, I got two separate clips. And all you do is you just drag your little line wherever you want and press S and it'll split it. To fade clips in and out, the very top of a clip, it'll say fade offset on the top right hand corner or top left hand corner. Same thing with the audio here. You just click and drag as much as you want to fade. Like, let me drag right about there and click there, and you'll see the clip will fade in like that. Let me take that off though. And when you have a split clip, all you do is you just drag and it'll automatically lock itself into position, which is easier with Vegas 7 than it is with Vegas 6. That's a nice little upgrade there. And it'll also have colors there. Or you can keep dragging, and if you keep dragging, it'll kind of overlap the videos, so when you watch it, it'll transition nicely from each video. Keyframes. Let's go with let me teach keyframes by doing a little simple metal zoom in that everyone loves to do. This is a real simple effect, that not really an effect, but a thing that people do that really helps zoom in on the metals. All you do is on the right hand corner, right hand side of each clip or each split clip, you'll have a little thing that says Event Pan Crop. You click that and it'll bring up another window here for me. Sometimes, depending on how you got your Vegas set up, it'll bring up a whole separate window for you. Like, if I wanted to, I could make this a whole separate window, but I kind of like it nice and set up for me. And let's say I want to zoom in on the metal. As you see, when I drag this right here, it'll change the preview screen over here as well, so I'll know exactly where I'm at in the clip. And let's see, I went on the double right there. What you do is you click Add Keyframe, which is a little plus on the bottom hand side, and it also has Delete Keyframe, but I'm not going to be deleting one. You just click the plus, and then right here is your crop menu. And you just go to one of the corners, as you can see, and you can drag it and make it zoom in. And let's zoom in right in on that metal. Let me just zoom in a little bit, and then you click on the square and drag it up to your metal. There we go, and it'll zoom in on the metal right at that time. So let's watch that. See that? Keyframes really are the most important thing in Sony Vegas, no matter what version you have, because keyframes allow you to sync and allow you to make your effects happen whenever you want your effects to happen. So, and then you add another keyframe. There's Icy messaging me, telling me he hopes I'm recording when he messages me. Let me exit out of that real quick. What you do is to add another keyframe, I lost my place. I added right here where I zoomed in, and then over here I want to add another keyframe because everyone likes to zoom out after they zoomed in. And you just click the plus again, and then instead of going to drag it back to the original picture size, you just go here to Preset, which is all your different things, and you select Default. And Default will take you back how the screen originally was. So let's watch that one more time. Right about there, it'll zoom in, and then it'll zoom back out, just like that. And you can zoom in as much as you want. Let's say I want to zoom in a little bit more, and play that one more time, and it'll zoom in, and it'll zoom out, just like that. Okay, let me remove those keyframes. You can simply click them and press the delete key on your keyboard, or you could click them and select the little minus thing inside the diamond there, and it'll delete it. And there you go, I got my default back. Next, let's go to speeding up and slowing down clips, another thing that I always get asked how to do. What you do is simply, just like if you were cutting a part of the clip off, all you would do was click on the end here and just drag it and cut as much as you want off of it. But with speeding up and slowing down, let me get it back to its normal. With speeding up and slowing down, what you do before you drag it, since you don't want to cut it, you hold the control key, and you see the little square squiggly line under my arrows there? That will make you know that you're speeding up and slowing down. You see that? You hold the control key, and you either drag inward if you want to speed up, and it'll go in whatever time frame you want. Like, let's say I want to speed it up that fast, and we play it. See, it goes really fast here. Or I hold the control key and I can drag it out over a long period of time. And here, let's play that. See, it's going real slow there, walking real slow. And that's how you get it back to its normal state. There we go. And let's go to another common thing people love to do is the flash. The flash is a transition. A lot of people think it's a video effect because of effects change how the screen looks, and flash basically does that. But flash is actually a transition over here. And you see you got all your transitions. There's flash right there. What flash can help you do is help you sync to beats, or just emphasize certain kills, one or the other. Hard flash, when I think of hard flash, I think of Don Miguel, because he seems to use that because it's a little more bright and makes my epilepsy start up. No, I'm just playing. And then soft flash is what most people do, and yellow flash, haven't really seen that done, but it just brings up more of a yellow tinge to it. So let's go with soft flash here, because I don't like to have seizures. And you just add that in there, and you don't need to mess around with any settings here or any keyframes, because it's all good for you. And then with the flash, you can either, as you can see, there's the flash. What you do is when you're dragging it, you just drag it over to the end of the clip or the beginning of the clip, and you'll see the little plus sign on my arrow, and it'll add it in there. Or if two clips are connected, you just drag it in between them. But there's a flash right there. You can either make the flash longer by clicking and dragging with you gotta make sure you have the little half rainbow on your arrows, or you can make it shorter. So let's just see how that looks right there. You play the clip, and there you got a flash right there on the double shot. And then to take off the flash, you simply make it shorter till it's no longer there. Next, screenshots. Screenshots are basically used to again help syncing. You can sync. You can take a screenshot of the double, the triple, the kill tech, and sync to beats like that. Or you can emphasize certain things, or zoom in on certain things with screenshots. All you do is you get your little thing here wherever you want it to be. Let's say I want it right where I killed him, right there. There he is. And then you to take a screenshot, you click this right here. It's a little save. It's a little floppy disk right there, and it'll say save snapshot to file. You click that, and let's name it kill dubshot right there. And then you save it. I'm gonna save it to my desktop, and I could either, for some reason it's saving kind of slow here. Maybe my computer's freezing up. Hopefully that's not the case. That is the case. There we go. Whoa, that was close. And it saves up to it's saved to my desktop, and I can either drag to my desktop, but a nice thing is once I save it, it automatically appears in my project media down here. So there you go, kill dubshot JPEG. It's a JPEG file, and you can just drag it in right there or wherever you want, and it'll just be a blank. It'll just be a screenshot of whatever kill you had. And you see, no sound or anything, just stay still. Let me delete that. The quality will be slightly reduced though. So another way, which is really hard if you want to still screen, this way is not really hard, but it'll keep you good quality. What you do is you zoom in on your Vegas track. The way you zoom in on the tracks and make them go over a longer period of time is you either scroll your mouse wheel up, see that? Or you scroll it down, which will make it shorter. Or if you don't have a mouse wheel, you just drag this thing in, or you drag it out like that. But the way to take a screenshot, or not really take a screenshot, but get a still picture with good quality, with the same quality, is you zoom in all the way, and then you get you split one clip that's only 1 frame long. You zoom back out, and you simply copy it by right-clicking and going to copy. Drag your other clips away, and then you paste it by Control V. And you just keep pasting it, and as you see here, it'll stay still like that. But that's really for the more advanced users, because it'll take a long time if you're trying to apply effects or anything, and the quality difference on the screenshot that much. So let me get rid of all of those, get rid of this. In fact, I'm just going to delete all of it and rebring in the clip because I've already done too much stuff to it. There you go, right on my project media. There's the clip, good as new. And reversing clips, people like to reverse maybe the end of the clip, or reverse a certain kill, or reverse a long clip and replay it. All you do to do that is you right click and you scroll down to reverse right there, and there you go. In Vegas 7 it'll have little markers that show you. It didn't have those in Vegas 6, so that's another little upgrade to Vegas 7. And then you'll play your clip and you see it's playing nice and backwards. So let me reverse that back to normal. This I don't like to teach you guys because I know everyone loves to overuse it. This is the volume effects here. Well, we'll start out with the stuff that is basically necessary. To change how loud the sound is, you simply click at the top of the volume track and drag it down. You see my volume is getting quieter and quieter. And this is basically if you want your music for the montage to be louder than the gameplay, or if you don't want the gameplay sounds to be heard at all. And another way to increase the volume here is you got on the volume track, it'll say 0.0 decibels, which is basically even, and then to increase it, you drag it up. Here we got 2.4, and that would make it, this 12.0 would be really loud, and negative infinity would be quiet. So let's get that back to 0. There you go. And then people like to change the pitch of the double shot or the pitch of Killtacular sound with the announcer's voice. The way you do that is you simply, I'm going to split the volume track down here, split it, and then let's drag it out here a little bit. You gotta increase the make it play out longer. Make the clip play slower if you want the pitch to go lower, and make the clip play faster if you want the pitch to go higher. And then you right click on the volume, scroll down to properties, and then you make sure you click lock to stretch, and that will change the pitch of it. And it'll say -17. That means it's going to be pretty deep. And now let's play that. Let me drag it back, and let's play that back. Oh, it's actually higher. But that's what it'll do, and it'll make it deeper or higher. Let's stop real quick. There you go. Next, let's go to text. Again, like I said earlier, to add a new video track, you simply click on the video track and click Insert Video Track, and there you go. I got a brand new. If you want the text, and to insert text, you click Insert Text Media, and there you go. It'll say Sample Text. If you want the text to play over your clip, make sure that the video track is on top, and you can simply move the video tracks by clicking them and dragging them. Let's see, I want it on bottom. See, and if you want the text to be by itself, then put it on bottom and make sure the video plays after. And there you go, you got the text by itself. but I want the text to be over. Let's drag it up. Okay. Here you go. Once I drag the text there, it already bring up the Sony text edit. Let me just type something in here real nice. QSK Kings Vegas Tut. There you go. Let's make it look cool like all of you do and capitalize the last T. There you go. And to change the font, you simply got the fonts right here under the edit screen. Brawl, that's an ugly one. Let's change the size. You can also change the size of the font right there. Put it on 36 here. And then you can change the font to whatever you want to change it to. There you go. Impact. Ugly font, but let's just use that. And then you can bold and italicize it. If you highlight certain text, you can change the size of only that certain text. See that? Vegas Tut is now 60, while QSK Kings is still 36. Let me bring that back though. And then placement. Placement, you can drag it to the bottom of your screen if you want your name right there. Top of your screen, you can just move it wherever you want throughout the screen just by dragging it around. Let's keep it in the middle though. The properties, this is where you can change the text color. Right here you have a whole list of colors you can change it to. Let's go with red. Crimson. Let's there you go. Let's go with red there. And you can also change the background color of the text. Text properties down at the bottom here. Scaling. This is if you want your text to go from the bottom, like really small, and make it zoom in. All you do there is you make it small on that default keyframe, and then you go to wherever time you want to zoom in, click the plus to add a new keyframe, and then you change the scaling to a little bit more zoomed in. So let's play that back real quick. See that? It zooms right in on the screen. Alright, let's change that. Let's take that off. Okay. And then tracking just separates your letters. You can do the same way with the keyframes and just make them scrunched in or separated like that. And leading, I have yet to figure out what that does, but haven't seen it used if it does anything special. On the effects to the text, you can draw the outline. Yellow and red look ugly together, but you simply draw the outline and change the feathering of it, which will make it a little lighter, or change the width of it, which will make it a little brighter. And then let's take that off. You can deform the text, make it look however you want. And you could also draw shadows on the text, which a lot of people do because it makes it look nice. Text, moving around the text or changing the text is all about keyframes. If you want a good intro, you got to learn the keyframes. Keyframes, keyframes, keyframes. I can't stress that enough. You got to, let's say right here, I want the text to say Kings Vegas Tut, and then right here I want the T to disappear. So let's simply play that, and T will disappear right there. You can do whatever you want with the keyframes of the text, okay? You can change the color of the text as the keyframe goes along. You could change the placement, the scaling, the tracking, the outline, the shadow, anything. So that's basically how you work the text. Also, on the presets of the text, you can do anything from some pre-made effects right there, which are pretty ugly, to transparent text, which will make it so, man, let me make the text size bigger so you can see what it does, which will make it so the video plays within the text and there's a blank screen on the outside. It's a pretty ugly color. And you can make your own presets with effects you've made. But let's take it back to default. And let's delete the text. Okay, delete the video track with it by right-clicking on the track and clicking delete track. Next, I'm going to go through a lot of common effects people use. Okay, I got them written down here. Okay, we'll start out with light rays. All the effects are under video effects, and then on the left-hand side you'll have a whole bunch of choices here. Yeah, don't get overcome by all the choices. I know it's amazing, but Light rays is the effect people often use when speeding up to different sections of a clip. Like if you were to have a snipe and then 30 seconds later you have another nice snipe, then what you would do is you split clips here. Let's say I had a kill in this clip and then a really nice kill in that clip as well. So I'd separate those, and then with this clip in the middle here, what you do is if you want to speed up to the next kill, you just speed it up like that, drag it back, and then drag the other one back. And then here's where most people apply the light rays effects. You don't have to apply this effect if you don't want, and you don't have to apply it in this certain situation, but I'm just going through the effects which are commonly used. What you do is I'm going to apply moderate light rays. All you do to apply an effect is you click it and you drag it on the clip you want to apply it. You got to make sure that only the clip you want to apply it is, you have to make sure it's separated from the other ones, or else it's going to apply it to the whole entire thing. And as you see, that right there is I got a nice little effect going when I'm speeding up. So it's nice right here. And then here's the light rays as it's speeding up, and then there's the end. Right here on the light rays, you can change the source of where the light's coming from, as you see that. People like text, like have it one side, the other side, and that can be done by keyframes. The sensitivity of it, which will make it strong, and you can also strength. Some people like to make it really powerful, which kind of hurts my eyes, epilepsy. And some people like to keep it nice and in the middle. Alright, let's take off that effect and let's move on to the next one. Kind of hurts my mouth talking for an hour straight. Okay, next effect here we got is blur. Blur can be used to transition from one clip to another, or it can just be used again for the speeding up. Let's go to blur, which is it's Gaussian blur actually. This is the blur that most people use, but there's also quick blur, radial blur, motion blur, I think. There's a lot of different types of blurs, but I'm going to go with the Gaussian blur. I don't know how to pronounce that word, so if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sorry. And let's just add, let's go with an extreme blur here. And as you see, that totally screws with my screen. And what people often do with the blurs, Reed 18 in his fourth montage, actually at the beginning, you can have the blur go in, you can have it start out with the blur, and then towards the end of the clip, you can take off the blur like this. But just by changing the horizontal and vertical range to 0, and that's usually at the, let's add a 0 right there, and then at the beginning of the clip let's make it really blurry just by taking it as high as you can go. And as you can see, once I play, since I added the keyframes, it'll start off blurry, and right about here it'll end up nice and clear. That's usually what blur is used for. Next, let's go to TV Simulator, which is really good for syncing. This is good for syncing on guitars, like a guitar solo or end of a guitar strum, or I don't know how to say it, but it's really good for syncing. And what TV Simulator does is kind of gives you that old TV feel with the bad syncing and everything. So let me add in the bad sync right there. You see that? I know you've all seen that in almost every montage. And when you play it here, it'll be just like a TV, just like that. And you can change how quick it goes you can change the scan phasing, which is that little thing moving across the screen right there. The higher you go, the more it's going to move across. The vertical sync, which is how straight it is and how much across the actual video itself. Phosphorescence, mess with that, or it'll look weird. Static, if you want it to look like old TV. Interlacing, which is all the line screen. You see how it goes off when I do that. The aperture grill, which is all the grid lines going across the screen. And and that simulator. Next, let's the glow here. Glow is used, let me think, it was used in Gunshot's trailer. Kiwi used it. It's also used in Scuzz's new montage. Scenics used it. And a few other montages, almost all of them. Glow is really nice. What I like to do with glow, though, let me remove it real quick, is you got glow here. White soft glow, white intense glow, green highlights, blue glow everywhere. The one I like to start with is white highlights, because whether you edit that or not, look, that looks really nice. It looks nice, it looks glossy, it looks like you're a good editor, and that's all that really matters. You can change the glow percent. It's really weird. The higher the glow percent is, the less it's going to be glowing nicely. So I'm going to leave it on 0 there. The intensity, you can increase the intensity and make it really bright. Even the suppression, which will either shorten or increase the glow a lot. What a lot of people like to do is they like to start out with 1.0 session and then end up with which will bring up the whole clip for you. Let's watch that. See how it's going to start out, and there it got bright. There you go. It's used, glow's used a lot in trailers, but you can use it in montages too. Wave. Really good for syncing, actually, again with the guitars, and you're syncing on drum beats with sticks. Let's go with a horizontal. I don't use the wave that much as most people, so I'm not too smart with it, but the wave basically contorts your screen, distorts it, and makes it look like a wave. What you have to do though with the wave, if you don't want it just staying still like that, is if you want it to actually wave, like move, then you have to add another keyframe, okay? And then adding the keyframe, and then you just screw around with the settings here. Let's increase horizontal on the wave. You see how it's going to actually start moving. And let's also increase some vertical amplitude. I don't know what that is. And some other stuff here. Let's just screw around with it. And see, when I actually play it, the wave's going to actually move like that. You see that? Yeah, I don't know too much about the wave because I don't use it too much. But let's move on to black and white and desaturating. Black and white's a simple effect by itself. You just click black and white and then drag the 100% black and white onto your clip. See, automatically black and white. And then you can change. You could have a clip start out with full color and end up white, or you can have a clip half black and white, which kind of adds to the depressing part of the music, or the slower part of the music, or the emo part of the music. And you do that simply by adding the keyframes and changing how much black and white you actually want on the clip. Another thing that's kind of like black and white is the desaturating all but one color. A lot of people think this is like After Effects, but it's not. It's a simple effect in Vegas. Okay, I gotta remove that little wave I still got there. Let me drag it back in. Okay. Okay, all you do is on the Vegas effects, you go to color corrector secondary, okay? And then once you're there, you got all these different options. If you want to desaturate all but one color, click the desaturate all but reds and drag it into your clip here. And see what that'll do automatically is it desaturates all but the red color. And if you want to change what color is desaturated, you see right now, since my Spartan's color is red, it's the only thing showing and everything else is black and white. Then you simply go to, you have all these different settings here. You do not need to mess with any of the settings except beneath the limit hue check mark, there's a setting that says center. If you change whatever the center setting is, it'll change whatever color is desaturated. See, that looks really nice already just by me switching around. If I only want blue desaturated or saturated, if I only want purple, red, yellow, any color. I love this effect. It's probably my favorite. Let's take that off. Alright, let's move on. Oh, cookie cutter. There's another one. Cookie cutter, what it does is it'll cut out all but one part of your screen. Or all of your screen, or that one part won't be cut out while the rest of your screen is there. you simply drag in the cutaway section once you're on the cookie cutter, and you got that in there. And you can choose whatever kind of shape you want to be cut out: circle, oval, rectangle. Let's do circle. And then cutaway section. That will cut away that whole circle, or cut away all but section. The reasons nothing is cut away right now is because the size is too big. But if I lower that size, you see that? Now I can have only so my reticle is showing, and you can move where the circle is located by simply changing the placement option here. You see that? Let's see, I only want right there in my reticle. And see, that kind of looks kind of cheesy. So let's feather it a little bit. And what feathering does is it takes your it doesn't have the circle be so solid, and it kind of makes it a little more faded around the edges, and that looks really nice. So let's feather it a little bit more, and let's also increase the size, since feathering kind of shrinks it. There you go. And then you can play, and see, I only have that circle showing. And the keyframes, you can have it zoom in on that circle, or zoom out, or you can do whatever with the keyframes. In my my latest montage trailer, you see I used cookie cutter for the final running riot. I used cookie cutter with After Effects background. Let's move on to transitions here. Here's all your different transitions. What they basically do is they switch around, going from clip to clip. Transitions aren't really needed. You could just fade clips in and out. An editor I see that actually uses transitions a lot is Kiwi. I've actually, in his 4th and 5th montage, he actually uses transitions. He likes his transitions and effects. But to add a transition, let me just split the clip right here and pretend it's two different ones by clicking the S key. And then you got all the different transitions here. I don't use a lot of them, so I don't really know what most of them do. Here's one that I've seen used before, and it's the fly-in here, default fly-in. You just drag, just like you're dragging the flash, to the beginning or end of a clip. And then if I play it, let's make it a little longer. Then I'll have that one fly back into the screen. You see that? And then you also have, with transitions, you can always add them in between both clips instead of adding them to the beginning or end of one clip. I'll show you how that's done right here with the clock wipe. You can see you can click in between both clips, and it'll connect both of them like that. And then it'll go from one clip and switch to the other with the clock. Let me make it longer. There you go. It'll go from one clip and it'll wipe away to the other one. Okay, a lot of times people see they'll see the same clip playing, or they'll see more than one clip playing. This is basically opacity changes. And what you do is you insert another video track. I want to play the same clip, okay? And then to copy a clip, you just right click, copy, and then you click on the top video track and paste it. I don't need the audio, so I'll delete that. And then what you do to change the opacity, which is how much of the clip shows, is you go to the very top of a clip and you drag it down. You just drag it down. Let's see, I want the opacity of that to be 50%. And then I can also drag this one down and make it 75%. And then when I play it, as you can see here, I have two of the clips playing at once. This is used a lot. This is usually used when songs are going slow, and they'll usually have it in black and white a lot. And it's a nice little effect. And you can also do it with different clips playing at once. Another way to if you want the clips to be clear and you want more than one clip playing on one screen, all you do is right here on the track, you have it's a little box with an arrow pointing to another box. It's called track motion. You click that, and here it'll come up with a box here. And this is basically your whole screen right here. And you can, let me shrink the box. As you can see there, once you shrink the box, and you can move it wherever you want. Let's move it to that corner. And then let's also take this one, shrink the box, See, right now I'm not measuring anything or any sizes, so nothing gonna be perfect. You have presets right here. I already have a few, and let's move that to this corner. And this right here, you can also do keyframes, so you can move it around. Keyframes are part of everything. And here, there you got two clips playing at the same time. See that? It's the same clip, but you can add as many as you want to that one screen. Okay, let's exit out of that and make it one. Okay, another thing, widescreening. Widescreening must be like the new fad nowadays, and I don't even think it looks that much better. What you do to widescreen is you click on the crop button, which is when you're widescreening something, I recommend not widescreening till after you've rendered a full version of the montage, and then you bring it in and you re-render it. But you simply click the pan crop, and you select, you go to default and you select 16:9 widescreen TV aspect ratio right there. Boom. And there you got the widescreen. And if you don't want your score showing up because you're trying to send a montage to Z and he doesn't like FFA nonstop, then you just drag up. There you go. And you can also drag down if you want. See? There you go. You can fix your widescreen however you want it. Just like that. It's really simple. A lot of times people don't know how to do it. Finally, let's go to rendering for our last thing here. With rendering, a lot of people, different techniques for rendering. It all depends on your capture card. Before you start rendering anything, you should check your properties. You simply go to File, Properties, and it'll check your properties on the project. See, right now I already made a mistake. The property was full resolution rendering quality. You don't want it good, you want it at its best. So you want to select best on that. And then the interlace method, I use an ATI Wonder Pro, and interpolate is the best options for that. And then you're gonna have to mess around with these depending on your capture card. And sometimes the field order matters. Progressive scan is the best for me. And then you apply. And there you go, you got your right settings for rendering. Now to do the actual rendering itself, File, Render As, that's how you do it. And depending whether or not, it's going to take a long time because my computer's running really slow. Okay. Depending whether or not you have these, there's little loop regions. See, render loop region only. And that is, there's little things you can select up here where you can only select part of the montage or part of a clip, and then you can render loop region only. But I want to render the whole thing, so I'm going to uncheck that box. And for me, the best rendering I often render as AVI first, so I can widescreen. But for me, when I'm rendering as Windows Media WMV, I simply choose the default settings and title it whatever I want. King clip. And then, but also you can also change it to, a lot of people who go to 3 megabyte per second video, which is going to make the file size pretty big. The lower the kilobytes per second are, or megabytes per second, the lower the quality. But you don't want 8, you don't want anything really high because that is just going to be huge. But I usually go with default, and you can click on custom here on the right hand side. And video rendering quality best, audio, that's good, and you can change however you want your settings. Quality, you can change that to 100. I keep mine on 90 because it's good. You could change your video size to 640 by 480, which is Reed's montages are always in 640 by 480. Bitrate, a lot of people change the bitrate to 2.1 or around 2. I don't recommend, you really shouldn't have to go higher than 2.5, okay? 2.5 is high in itself. Halo God can render in 1.5 really good, so you shouldn't really have to go higher. And you can do, a lot of people do CBR2 pass for good quality, and it'll render it twice. It'll take a longer, but it'll also render better quality. And that's how you do the rendering. And then once you got all your settings, you just click save. But I'm not going to. So that's basically it, guys. This was my Sony Vegas 7, a little more in-depth tutorial. QSK King. I hope you all enjoyed it. So I'll catch you on the flip side.